Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. It is a Thursday night here. I have gotten home from work, I'm still in my work stuff and dinner is ready for me, so I'm going to keep this short and snappy. But a few weeks ago I had a request on one of my videos to go through a grocery shop with you guys, how I kind of go about my grocery shopping and how I fit that in with meal planning and the foods that I eat, that kind of thing. So I thought I would run you guys through my general kind of grocery shopping process, before, during, after, etc. And then also I'm going to take you through my meal prep that I'm going to be doing for next week. So normally it's a Thursday night. I take like a little stock take of everything that we have available, and normally I go food shopping on a Friday night, which seems really weird, but I just go like straight after work and just go and get it done, and then it's done and we have like fresh food for the weekend and I can meal prep then. And I much prefer going grocery shopping on a Friday night because it's really dead and quiet, whereas on the weekend there's just like people everywhere and children, and if I can avoid that, I do. So as you guys will know, I live at home with my family still, but I do the big kind of family grocery shop, so I'm taking like myself into account, but it's mostly everyone else that I'm kind of taking into account as well. So I get things for my family for breakfast and general lunch things. We all eat dinner as a family, so I get a whole heap of dinner food, and then I get a couple of extra bits and pieces as well for me, for my meal prep, that kind of thing. So there's usually kind of like three things that I'm kind of going for, three main categories that I'm shopping for. Just like our staples that we have to buy every week: fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, fresh protein and dairy, those kind of things that we have to buy every week. I top up any kind of staples that we might need to buy kind of irregularly, like oats or rice, things like that. And then secondly, I think about what I'm going to have for my lunches for the coming week. It tends to be my lunches that vary the most. I tend to have pretty similar things for my breakfast and my snacks. Breakfast, lunch and snacks I all have at work, but lunches I like to vary and change up a little bit. So I think about, okay, what am I going to have in advance, plan the recipe, check the ingredients, and so that's the kind of second main kind of group of things that I get when I shop. And then thirdly, it's dinners. And so it's May now, we're coming into winter, it's getting a little bit cooler. Me and my family, we tend to have a lot of stir fries, curries, roasts and slow cook. And we just kind of rotate those, get kind of different roasts or different curry pastes. But all in all, we're very, very simple. We try and keep things really quick and easy. We definitely rely on like pre-marinated roasts and pre-made curry pastes. We're simple people to please, and we want to make our lives easier as well. And so I'm just going to generally go around in our pantry, in our fridge now, do a bit of a stock take, see what vegetables we have, see what vegetables we don't have, see basically what needs topping up. And I always write a list because my mum never writes lists, and she goes to the shops and she comes back and she's bought things that we already have like 10 of, and then things go bad. No, I'm not about that life. So I always make sure that I write a list and only buy the things that we need. And therefore I'm going in with a plan. I only grab the things that we need and I don't waste like excess money and none of the food goes bad. That's what I'm about. So time to do a bit of a stock take around everything here. Okay, so all done, got my list, which is hideously scrawled because I was trying to be like really fast and I kind of forgot the fact that I can speed that all up like 4 times, so I probably could have taken my time. So I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward shop tomorrow, you guys. So I will see you at the shops tomorrow night. So here in Australia, we have way fewer supermarket options compared to the US and UK, so I get everything done at Woolies. Starting off with the fruit and veg, which is the majority of the shop. I've got some broccoli, some mandarins, which are in season at the moment, and some lettuce. some cauliflower rice, which is a lower carb kind of rice substitute, some strawberries and some capsicums, which are going to be for my meal prep, some pears, which are also in season, and a bag of baby spinach, as well as a zucchini, a couple bags of carrots, some brown onions, and some lower carb potatoes. I don't know how they're lower carb, but I just opt for those. Some bananas, and some carton egg whites. Then we head over to the meat section, and something I find super handy is just these pre-packaged, pre-marinated, like ready to go roasts, boneless chicken, that kind of thing. It just makes it super easy just to like chuck it in the oven and follow the instructions, and I don't really even need to think about it. So I tend to grab whatever is on special, and I've also grabbed some prawns as well as some chicken thighs and some slow cook beef. Here I've got some low sugar hot chocolate and some peanut butter for my brother because he's not getting any of mine, that's for sure. Some cereal for my family as well. And then pretty much I skip a lot of these aisles that have the biscuits and the juice and all that kind of snacky stuff, chips. Pretty much skip all of those aisles. We don't even go there really in our family. We don't have like a lot of snacky stuff. But head straight to the Asian food section because yeah, we heavily rely on pre-made curry pastes, pre-made sauces, all that kind of thing. I'm all about that kind of life. So usually grab whatever's on special or whatever my family like. And so we've got a couple here that I've picked up, as well as just some noodles because we needed some. So lastly is dairy, and I've just grabbed a tub of Greek yogurt as well as some little smaller snack pots for throughout the week and some little dips for throughout the week. So unfortunately, I already have so much ice cream at home. I'm actually not going to be buying any ice cream, even though Halo Top is currently like 30% off. Also, this is how expensive Halo Top is in Australia, guys. For any Americans watching, $7 a pint, which is like $5 American. Ridiculous. And if you're wondering, one of my favorite flavors, candy bar is my fave, along with peanut butter cup. But unfortunately, although it's on sale, I'm not going to buy any today because my freezer is just too full already. I hope you enjoyed following along with this grocery shop. I hope the music made it more interesting than it actually probably was. And of course, you're probably wondering what the bill came to. It was $225 Australian. Normally, our shops are around about $200, rarely above $250. Yay, a fully stocked pantry and fridge for the week. Happy days. Alright, so grocery shopping is all done for tonight and for all of next week basically. Pretty much got everything that we needed. We might pick up a few things here and there throughout the week, like milk and stuff like that, but that's definitely the majority of the stuff that we would get. I am going to tuck into some dinner now though and relax on my Friday night and take you guys through my meal prep tomorrow. Hey guys, so, oh wow, focus, focus, focus. Oh, I'm so ghost-like. Anyway. It is now Saturday. I have trained, I have gone out to brunch with a friend, I've done a few things around the house, and now I'm gonna meal prep. Some people like to meal prep on Sunday, some people do it on Saturday, sometimes I do it on Friday night. It doesn't really matter. Honestly, like if you're making the effort to meal prep, I just fit it in for whenever your schedule is. I also feel like a lot of people overcomplicate meal prep with like lots of ingredients and lots of containers and really like funky containers with like multiple compartments and bags and stuff like that. My containers, which you'll see in a second, are like the $1 things that you get. We've reused them from times we've gotten Chinese takeaway kind of thing. So they're very straightforward. And this meal prep only has 5 ingredients. It's honestly the simplest thing ever. And I'm getting really sick of my face being ghost-like. So I'm gonna show you everything that's involved. So my 5 ingredients are, I've got kangaroo mince as my protein. Yes, in Australia we eat kangaroo. It is a fantastic red meat, lean source of protein. This is a 1 kilo bag that you can get in Woolworths or Coles, and so I used half of it like last week, and I'm gonna use half of it this week. So highly, highly recommend going for kangaroo. It's also a much more sustainable option, environmentally option in terms of where you're getting your meat from. I've got all of my capsicums. 1 capsicum will be for each day. So if you're only meal prepping for 4 days, then go for 4 capsicums. I've got this light shredded cheese. This is a Woolworths brand. I'm pretty sure they have an equivalent in Coles as well. This I already had in the fridge and I'm just using the rest of it. Here I have grated up 2 carrots already, and then the last ingredient is just a jar of pasta sauce. And you can get bolognese sauce if you like. You can get a different sauce. This is just the one that I've gone for because it's really tasty and it's like the lowest in carbs and fats, really macro friendly, and I'm just going to use the whole jar of that. In addition to your ingredients, you're going to need a baking tray, a large baking tray lined with baking paper. You're going to need to preheat your oven, and you're going to need a saucepan to cook your mince in. Now guys, don't worry about writing any of this down. I'm going to have it all written down for you, so just follow along and watch how I do it. So first things first, make sure you preheat your oven 180 degrees Celsius with a fan force, and we're going to prepare our capsicums. So make sure that when you're chopping your capsicums, you leave the stem on. You don't chop this bit off here, and we're just going to cut it straight through the middle and clean out the seeds and membrane, as you can see with these ones here. Yes, back again with the voiceover. So you're just going to want to pop that in your oven for around about 20 to 30 minutes. And in the meantime, get your mince out and brown it all up. Add in the shredded carrot and the tomato sauce, bolognese sauce, whatever it is that you decide to use. And you just want to keep that on a low heat until the sauce really starts to thicken. You don't want to be adding a watery sauce into your stuffed capsicums. So you bring the capsicums out of the oven. Once you see the water kind of collecting inside the capsicum, that's when you know they're done. And so also this is a great way to get rid of any extra seeds if you happen to miss them. Just pour all of that water off. And then you can start just to stuff your capsicums. I'm going to put a link in the description box below to all of the timing and proportions of each ingredient, so don't worry about that at this stage. It'll all be written down for you. Then you just want to take your cheese and place it on top of all of the stuffed capsicums, and that'll go back in the oven again, but only for another 5 minutes or so. Keep an eye on it. You only just want the cheese to melt, don't want it to burn or run everywhere or anything like that. Okay, so make sure you let the capsicums cool for a little bit first before you pop them in your Tupperware containers, just because if you put them in the fridge while they're hot, they'll form like condensation and you'll get heaps of water inside your container, and you don't want that. So each day I'm going to be having 1 capsicum, or 2 halves essentially. And I find these store fine just in the fridge. I know some people get a little bit weird about food storage and stuff like that, but I keep them for all 5 days in the fridge and then reheat them when I'm at work. Pop them in the microwave for another 2 minutes or so, and I find that they reheat fine. I don't have any issues with keeping them in the fridge for all 5 days. Alright, so there we go guys. Shopping is all done for the week. Meal prep is all done for the week. I hope that you found this video useful. I hope you found coming along with me on my grocery shop was useful, and I hope that the recipe was useful. I do have a little announcement, I guess. I made a blog. I made myself a website because I found people really wanted to use some of the recipes that I was doing. I'm no like professional cook by any means. I just really want really simple, easy things to do, but a couple of recipes that I've thrown together people really loved and were really interested in. For example, this one, my egg white frittata, and so I was like, you know what, the best place to kind of put all that together is going to be on a website rather than a YouTube video. So I've put a link to my blog in the description box below, so please go and check it out. I am going to be uploading more things on there apart from just recipes. I'll give like updates to do with training and things like that. If I want to explain something more in depth than I can on an Instagram post, or if I find it really hard to verbalize, articulate. I did find my last video quite difficult to talk about, where I talked about my recent relapses into bulimic and eating disorder behaviors. I find that quite difficult to verbalize, so that could be a better platform for writing all that down and sharing my thoughts that way. On that note, I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you guys for the support and love that I received after that video. It was, as you could see, quite difficult to film, being so upfront and open and vulnerable with you guys, but I've just had nothing but absolute 100% support, and I just appreciate that so much. I'm doing really well. I'm still doing well and chugging along, and I'm in a really good headspace at the moment, so I'm just going to keep rolling with this, and if things change, if things get worse again like they were at the start of this year, then I will definitely take further steps to address it. But if you did have any questions on that, if you had any further questions to do with my grocery shop or my meal prep or anything along those lines, please leave them in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really love it if you could give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more from me and what I'm about, normal girl doing this whole vlogging thing, and now I have a blog. What is even going on? This is really odd, but anyway, I'd really love it if you guys could subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks!